All right, guys, this is take number 2 on this video. I recorded it, I don't know, about 5 days ago. Went through all the process getting it uploaded onto YouTube and then realized I recorded the entire 49.5 minutes with zero sound. Never turned my microphone on. So I was going to just do a voiceover on it. And then I'm like, well, I've got to watch the video in order to know where the different parts are. And then, so I have to watch it to do that. And then I have to forget it. I'm just going to record it over. So I have 2 different things that we're doing today. I'm going to show you my my Temu items that I got on my most recent order. I've went ahead and did the die cutting ahead of time, so you don't have to watch me do that. And I will pull up on my phone my order list when I get to those, so I can give you the prices of those dies. If anybody's interested in one specifically, just let me know in the comments which one you want, and I'll go find the link for you. I don't want to go find the links for everything, but I'm also doing a new technique. It's new to me. It's not new to the world. It's new to me. It is using this product, Citrizolve, and as you can see, my bottle is empty. I have this much left because, again, this is the second time I've recorded this video. In National Geographic magazines. Now, I did read on the internet. I initially was like searching on YouTube, and everything I found on YouTube is Nat Geo. But I did read while I was figuring out like how to stabilize the ink, because as you can see, I mean, I'm done, but I got ink everywhere. It still bleeds off even when the papers are dry. So I was Googling and trying to figure out what could seal those, quote unquote, seal them. I did get that figured out, but I have to wait till payday to buy what I need. But through that search, I found several articles that said that Vogue magazine and I forget what the other one was now, also work. The trick is that it's got to be a clay-based paper, I think it said. But anyway, if you go with the Nat Geos, you're golden. 2000s or newer, so anytime in the last 23 years. Prior to the 2000s, everything that I've read is that they don't work. When you get your Nat Geos, there's different types of paper. There's this paper that is actually, this paper is just my cover paper, but it's kind of rough. It's got some texture to it, whereas these are very smooth. So you want to get past the first part of your Nat Geos where all the advertisements are and these coarse papers. Some of these are interspersed throughout the magazine, so really you just kind of have to feel as you're doing this. And then you have the whole back section of the Nat Geos that are also advertisements, that rougher paper. So pull those apart. There's 2 different ways you can do this. You can leave the spine intact and just spray while it's held together. The Citrizolve does dissolve the glue as well, as far as I can tell from all the videos. I tore out everything I tore the books apart, and I have a whole stack still back there behind me, and that's in addition to the probably 5 inches of papers that I've already got done. And there's probably about another 2 inches back there on my shelf, plus this, half inch or so. So, but obviously I'm gonna have to buy some more of this before I can do this any further. If you have not seen these videos on YouTube, you're going to be in for a bit of a surprise, kind of like I was. When I first did it, I was like, no way, that's not what. But then it turned out to look really cool. And what I have done through the course of all of this is figured out that I don't want to oversaturate my papers because then all my colors like really, really, really bleed in together. So I'll usually spray, let it soak for a sec so I know where it is. And whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Do just one pump of the Citrazol. She's so cute. You know, not squeeze it to trigger a second time, just kind of give it a shake on places where it looks like it's going to need more. And one of the things it did say is that these lighter colors were not preferred because they don't transfer as well. But considering what I'm using them for, any one of them are good, because whether it's got good bright colors or it's got really, really dark colors. Oh my gosh, the really dark ones turn out so grungy. I love it. I'm not even sure I'm going to have enough to get through this entire stack, because like I said, I'm running on the low end. It's like this is going to be nice with all these dark colors. And the contrast. Oh, let's not look at that picture. That's not a nice picture. I mean, it's wolves doing what wolves do, but still. And it doesn't matter if you do like the super color back to back. When they are like, this is half black, or half brown, half blue, I do try to spin them just to give it a little bit of break in the coloring. I have discovered that pages like this do not work real well with these little maps on them. So it just kind of goes in as divider, essentially. Oh, that wolf looks like he has seen better days. That map may work. I'm not sure. Excuse me, that was my med alarm telling me that if I didn't take my meds at 8 o'clock this morning like I was supposed to, it's time for me to take them. And anybody that knows me probably is going to take a wild guess that, yep, didn't take them this morning. Although, in all fairness, I haven't been to sleep yet today, so it still feels like last night. You do want to do this on some sort of a tray because the ink, if you do overspray them, the ink will leak out. Well, it probably leaks out regardless of whether you spray too much or not, to be honest. But you definitely want to have a pan under there to catch, whatever does happen to squeeze out. I hope that balloon works because the reds are my favorite. I love when the reds break up. You're probably watching me spray this going, what in the heck is she doing? What is supposed to happen here? Well, let me tell you, I first saw this video of this technique, I don't know, several months ago. And then I totally forgot about it. I don't know how it came back up onto my radar. I can't recall. But it did. It just in the last couple weeks. And of course, I had to wait for my order to get here because I ordered the Citrizolve from Amazon. It does come in multiple sizes. You want to make sure that you get the concentrated. You don't want the stuff that's already been diluted, otherwise it won't work. You also don't have to have a spray bottle. I mean, it doesn't hurt. You can poke a hole in, that one's going to look really cool. You can just poke a hole in the top of the Citrizolve and, like stick your finger over the top of it and just kind of control the flow. What you're wanting is droplets the best you can. Again, you don't want to like super, super saturate. Oh, yay. My shark found his way home. Now I had to factory reset my shark because for whatever reason, he developed like a major case of like amnesia, dementia, something. I couldn't find his way back to the dock, no matter what it did. It would spend an hour trying to find the dock and then tell me, my battery's dead. And I'm like, well, no kidding. You wandered around for an hour trying to find the very thing that you just left, you silly, obnoxious thing. So I factory reset it a couple times, actually. Because I factory reset it. It seemed to do really well for a couple days. And then it started being stupid again and forgetting where it was at. It would be like, it would just randomly stop right in the middle of the floor. And either give me an alert and tell me it was stuck. Like it's stuck on nothing. Or it would just stop and sit there until the battery died. And then send me an alert telling me that the battery died and it needs to be returned to its dock. So it's been a little frustrating to have to deal with that. Not sure if this one's going to work, but we're going to spray it just in case because I think it'll be cool if it does. And some of these, even these smooth ones, they seem like they should work, and then I find out that they don't. And usually when I find out they don't is when I get to the bottom of this pile and the stuff that's been bled over from me spraying. I look at the stuff and I'm like, oh, it hasn't done anything. Oh, that was a waste. But, you don't know until you do it, right? All right, I'm trying to move a little bit faster here. I'm not doing too bad on time. I know that I discovered that you can only, if you do a pre-record on StreamYard, you can only do an hour, which I didn't realize the last time I did the video. And I was gonna, do I even want to mess with editing it? And I decided I wasn't going to. Not the last one that I did without audio, but the one I tried to do before that. And it was an hour and 15 minutes. And it told me that it was too long to upload. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, whatever. it is what it is. So now I keep an eye on the clock, and I now understand a lot of the craft people that I watch, you know, they set timers and they're constantly watching their clocks. And I could never figure out why, because I'm like, just do your thing. Don't worry about how long it takes you to do it. We're here to watch, just do your thing. And now I think I understand. I think the reason that they watch the clock is because whatever they're using for recording also has a timeline, a time limit. Now the Citrazole does smell really good. It smells like oranges. I did come across a lot of articles that said that, they bought the Citrazole to do this project, and now they buy it to clean their house, which I could totally see. It is non-toxic, although should be doing it in a ventilated area, but it's very, very hot outside. And let's get real, I haven't done any of them outside, and I've done almost I'm gonna run out. I don't know, I've done probably the equivalent of this is my end page. Hope nobody minds snakes. So you're just gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes. So I'll bring this back up. Citrazole is concentrated cleaner and degreaser, Valencia orange with essential oils. Ingredients are limonene, laureth 3, laureth 4, peg 10, citrus, peel oil, orange peel oil, potassium acetate. Contains fragrance allergens. So yeah, I mean, it's plant-based, cleaner and degreaser. It is an eye and skin irritant, which is why you should be doing it in a well-ventilated space. It is harmful if swallowed, even though it does say it's not. I thought it said it was non-toxic, but again, if it was non-toxic, it wouldn't be harmful if swallowed. But it is harmful if swallowed, and it is combustible. So if you're a smoker, don't smoke around this stuff. Now, I'm going to go through the magic of YouTube recording. I'll show you what this comes out to. You ready? And again, unfortunately, there's going to be a big glare from above me. These top ones, I'm not too... This was a different type of paper, so it didn't turn out quite the way I liked them to. And I can see the images coming through on these ones. But what the Citrazole does is it dissolves the ink on the pages, which is why you have to have the special clay-based ink. Figured I'd move in a little bit. So you get these really cool patterning. And you do want to obliterate the image as much as you can, because in order to comply with copyright, if any of the picture is identifiable, then add more Citrazole, let it dissolve the rest of the way, or only use the parts that, like down here, where you can't tell what the image is. But you get these random, like this blues, pinks and purples and blues, oranges. I love this purple one. Oh, I remembered. I turned them this way when I did the last one. Turn. They're like stuck to my table. And like I said, you can see how grimy my hands are getting just from handling these. And these are ones that I've done over the last several days. And many of them have been, should be well dry. And they are dry, but the ink still transfers. So that's why I was looking for the fixative online. But isn't that cool? I'm going to have so much fun. These ones this stack is ones that have, one at a time. Both sides are done so that I can use it as a signature in a journal. I may have to trim a little bit off. I'm not sure. I don't know how tall a Nat Geo was. Big old smear of ink. So I do have my handy dandy wet rag here for the purpose of cleaning up this ink mess. I do have a big old yellow stain over here on my desk because I knocked my bottle over and I didn't realize it. And I had some of this yellow paper that I was die cutting out with. I had a sheet of it sitting out on the desk and the Citrizol went up underneath it and it pulled some of that ink off my yellow paper. So I have this big old yellow rectangle stained into my table over there. It's a good thing it's a craft table, right? Then I have this stack that is all either just one-sided or it's got like one full side and let's see if I can find one. Like this is part on one side. And then flip it over and it's part on the other. So I can mix and match those and figure out which ones I want. While those are cooking over there, or brewing, as I heard people refer to it as, I do see some runnage going on over there. That's good. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see those, but we'll see. So I bought this die cut. It is a 3-piece. You get this piece, and this one. This one has the 3 little slits in it, and what it does is it makes this little pocket. So you end up with a pocket here. Oops, this was wet with ink. It's a good thing this is just a sample. A second pocket here and a third pocket here. So you can do stacked tags. You could also make an extra pocket by figuring out how you want to glue this into your book. You could go across here and there and do a side tuck on either side, depending on if it's the left page or a right page. You could go here, here, and here, 2 sides in the bottom, and make it a top pocket. Or if you're really, really brave, you can go this way and make it a bottom coming from underneath. I personally have never had any success with that. Like when I do stuff that tucks from underneath, as soon as I pick the book up, stuff just falls out. I just dropped my little piece. As you saw, there was the little oval, and that's for doing like a little plate. I was going to show you, but yeah, it's on my floor somewhere. I don't know where it landed. Anyway, I will find it later. So there's that die. I have these little tags. that I did not dye. I did not cut anything out with them because number one, and primarily, they fell off my table. So I forgot about them until after I put my Sizzix away. But they are textured. So when you cut these out, you'll get these little indentations in your tags, and they'll give them a little bit of texture, which is kind of fun. I have this bag of 50 random dies. I keep calling them die cuts. These are dies. These are die cuts. 50 random dies. There's rabbits, chickens, flowers, leaves, tools. There's all kinds of stuff in here. I didn't want to cut them all out. And then the fun ones, which, was my favorite part. I just got to get them all together now because this makes the second time I've had to record this. My cat is driving me crazy. It's because I closed the door so she wouldn't sit and bug me. So now she's going to sit outside the door and bug me. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you've probably figured out that I'm really good. I have mastered the art of ordering supplies that I already have. And this order is no different. Except this time, apparently I've stepped up my game, and rather than ordering the same item from 2 different companies or ordering it from the same company but 2 months apart, I've decided I'm going to order the same thing on the same order. I've ordered this one twice. So guess who gets a die added to their craft supply? Yep, that would be right, Little Miss Mini Maker. She also got a pickle jar. You put the pickles in, and then when you're ready to get your pickles, you turn it, and all the juice drains out. You pull the lid off, and that way you don't have to dig through the juice to get your pickles. Somehow or another, I managed to order 2. So she got the spare of that as well. So let me get, hopefully this will be dark enough. So this is this die. I love like architecture type stuff. And so these had slowly been appearing, for lack of a better word, on Temu. Like it seemed like each week I would go on and there was like another style. And so I just kind of kept adding them to my cart until there was a bunch of them. And then I was like, yes, now I'll order a bunch of them. There's this one. Goes this way. Okay, now that I got something down there, let me adjust. Nope, down. Down, I said. So there's that one. There's this one. There's this one. I love the like little cross hatches. So I like these for like backgrounds on tags or, like corners of pages. Little squares, lines, plaid, however you want to describe that. There's this one, which I totally had to look several times to make sure that it wasn't the same one as the last one. go? There's this one. And if you're watching how much trouble I'm having with these not getting tangled up and stuff, that's why I don't punch them out until I need them, because they are very challenging to store. I really like this one too. I think it's got two different, for me, it's got two different aesthetics. Like going up and down, to me, it looks like alien. It looks like some sort of an alien symbol. But if you turn it sideways on the page, to me, it looks indigenous. With the arrow. So, I don't know. But then it almost also, it's like the little ears. Can't think of that cartoon. They play in a yard. Something. Now, also in true Laura fashion, if you watched my story, my video that I talked about my mermaid, not mermaid, where somebody had commissioned angels, and somewhere in my head it got twisted around into mermaids. I printed out and prepped all this mermaid stuff. And right as I was assembling the journal, it dawned on me, and I double checked the email, and sure enough, it was angels, not mermaids. I don't know why my brain does that, but it does it, and it did it again with this. Now, I saw this on Temu, and my brain instantly said clocks. Now, you look at it, you can tell that it's not clocks, right? Didn't stop my brain from convincing itself that these were clocks. They sat in my cart, and they sat and they sat and they sat until I found another set of dies in a junk journaling group on Facebook of gears. I thought, now I'm going to order my clocks, because I could do clocks and gears together. Ordered it, waited for it, got it all the way here, got everything set up, cut it out, and it wasn't until literally I was poking everything out that it occurred to me that this is not clocks. These are snowflakes. Don't ask me why my brain does that. I have no idea, but it does it to me all the time, where one thing goes in and it gets scrambled up in my brain, and then and then it's a matter of being convinced that what I think is what is, even though it's not what is. Yeah. Anyway, it's just one of my quirks. I did replace if you remember, I did a video, I did a short actually, talking about my stamps that had gotten stuck together, and I had to throw them away. One of which was my bark. This is much smaller than my old one was, so that's a bit of a bummer there, but it's better than nothing. And rather than using this as a solid stamp and pushing it down, because that'll give me squares, I'll probably use it more like this, and bending it so that not everything makes contact, and just use it as background. So there's that one. Oh, by the way, I'm off to stamps. I'm on to stamp land. I ordered this set of stamps. They're just basic different kinds of lines or borders, dots, lines, hearts, trees, triangles, just different ways to put a decorative edge on something. I have a sheet of positive affirmations. No matter how close I get that, you're not going to be able to read it because of the glare. But it says stuff like, you do you. Love with all your heart. Own your dreams. Live your story. Be authentic. and Shine Brightly. I love that one. Shine Brightly. And then last but not least, I got this sheet of rectangular word stamps. They are all in French. I took a year in French. I took a year of French in high school in 1989. That was a long, long, long time ago. I remember very, very little of French. So I don't know what most of these say. I don't know what. Yeah. There's only a couple that are in English. This one's like Magic Moment. There's a Precious Moments. There's only like 2 or 3 that are in English. Okay, 2. And then the only other one that I know what it says is this one right here that says toi plus moi equals nous, which is you plus me equals us. That's the only one that I know what it says. So I'm going to be hitting Google Translate to figure out what all of these say. So that way I know when I'm putting them in a journal that they fit with the theme that I got going on. So in addition to craft supplies, I actually ordered 2 different pairs of shoes, one of which was a pair of flip-flops for me to wear at fair, figuring I would need something to, like, you know, when my feet get swollen. Unfortunately, my flip-flops are really, really tight, and I'm going to have to stretch them out and hopefully get them stretched out. I do know a little trick for that. And I also have slip-ons. So again, this page was just on the top. It's one of the ones that doesn't. Come on. There we go. Maybe I was all the way down. It doesn't. The ink doesn't dissolve. And I will say that there's some of these look like I oversprayed. Which, not uncommon. But that's when I go over. I grab another stack to take out all the rough feeling ones that I know don't bleed. And then I'm just going to go like this. And I try to lift fast so that I get the bubbles and up the smears. This is 2. This is 2. So you end up with these really dark ones sometimes. So then I just go through and I separate them out, put a clean one in the middle, a dry one, I should say, because then it'll absorb any excess. Well, it'll absorb a lot of the excess, I should say. Not all of it. Wish it absorbed all of it, because then I'd waste less. This is a very messy craft. My fan is blowing. So it's like I'm trying to put the paper down. The fan's trying to blow it out of my hand. See, this is the back. This one was text. It does give some really cool design. And if you can get it to the point that it's dark enough that you can't read it, then you fall within copyright on that because you're making it illegible. Whether that's going to be dark enough or not, I don't know yet. This is one of the lighter ones. And it's hard too, is trying to figure out like what page is on top. Because if it slides, it leaves a smear, which you may not want. If you only lift it up a little tiny bit, then it leaves a mark line. So it's like it's a delicate balancing act. It's kind of cool. Almost looks like cat's eyes. See, I pulled that one up slow, so it made like a dripping effect. I don't know how well you can see that with the glare, actually. Now, these ones that I'm putting in between, I have a little tiny bit of Citrazol left. So after these sit and soak up what they can, then I'll separate these out. And these ones that I'm adding in right now, I'll figure out which ones work, which ones didn't, and which ones are worth using the last of my Citrazol on till I can order some more, because it's expensive. It was like a 32-ounce bottle, and I think it was like $40 on Amazon. So I mean, it's not a cheap hobby, or not a cheap craft. And like I said, I still have to go, and now I have to go buy something to seal them up so that when I put them in journals, it doesn't turn everything inky. And I wasn't expecting that, because all the videos that I watched on YouTube, none of them mentioned anything about needing a fixative of any kind. You know, it was just spray them, separate them, hang them to dry. But clearly there's more to it than that, because I am an inky mess. Why does that feel like 2? But it's not. Love that one. Hard to see though on camera, sorry. I have to go get some more paper, some more magazine. I have so much more over there to do. Get all these weird ones out. They're not weird. They're just, it's a different kind of paper. So watching that clock too. Oh, come on. It's the top one. My poor Cricut tool has been used for everything except for my Cricut. I used it. The last one I had, I used it to clean, scrape glue off of my desk and broke it. Snapped the handle off of it, which was just absolutely lovely. I'm not sure if these ones are gonna go, but we'll try. Oh, I still see faces in that one. I might have to see what that one looks like when it's all dry. Now, I did one stack of these where I was putting them out onto paper and like smushing, which it helped absorb the extra liquid for sure, but it also smushed down all the designs, which I didn't like. I like the bubble. I like the bubbles that come out of it. Like the bubbles right here. And you also lose those bubbles when this part down here is really, really saturated. So if you're not careful, you lose those bubbles. That's why I kind of lift fast, put it down, and I don't touch it. If it doesn't fall where I want it to go, I don't move it, because if I move it, it messes up the ink. I wonder what everybody else is doing today. I think this is my last gooey project for today, for sure. I just licked my finger. That was not smart. One of those bad human habits, Oh, I got just about 9 minutes left. Hopefully I get this stack done. If not, we'll end before before it's over. Doesn't help that the paper's fighting with me. Ooh, I love this purple one. This feels like more than one. It's because it is. Oh. That's something else they said too, is that you don't want to let that purple. Oh, I didn't realize I hit my camera. That purple is so pretty. Sorry, you probably can't even see it. It looks really dark on my screen. Is that you also you want to remove them before they're dry. Because if you let them dry together, then they stick together. I will say there's less what I call bleeding, like smearing, I guess is the better word. There's less smearing to it if you let them dry a little bit, in my experience. I've obviously not let them dry completely. Otherwise, I'd be able to tell you whether or not they actually do get stuck. But I don't want to test it out. I don't want to test it out. There's more than one. And this is where I end up getting really super inky, is in trying to figure out, this is so much easier to figure out with my fingers. Usually, like which one's on top. It's usually easier to do, with my fingers than with a tool. Well, these particular ones are making liars out of me. Well, there was two there, but I don't care. So if you're paying attention, you can see how quickly your pile grows. That one is staying right where it's at, because I don't want to smear it anymore than what I just did. Whew, these ones on the bottom are really juicy. Oh, I hit the camera again. I wonder when I did that. To be honest, I'm probably hitting it with my Cricut tool and not even realizing it. Ooh, coming down to the wire. So yeah, doing it this way, I mean, you can really see how quickly your pile grows. As if I had, as if I needed one more thing to figure out how to store, right? still haven't even put away all my business forms. They're still sitting in a box right behind me. And down here at my feet. Which I think is where that oval die ended up. In one of those boxes down there. All right, almost. I think that felt like 2. Come on, fingers, this is not the time to fail me. Oh, that was definitely more than 1. As was that, more than 1, for sure. Oh, there's a lot left. All right, there's a lot left for me to do. So with that, I'm going to say peace out. I hope you enjoyed some of this content. Hit the like, subscribe, share, all the YouTubey things if you like my content. And give this a try. If you don't mind getting, woohoo, getting super messy, get your hands into some Citrizolve, some Nat Geos, and some ink. Until next time, talk to you later. Bye.